You are now tuned in to the Chaotic Culture Podcast.
It's the KKP on your mother flipping airways. Hear the name ringing through the halls and the stairways. You were listening to a pod that can segue. All the latest topics guaranteed to fill your headspace. It's a safe place to voice your opinion. Say what you feel just like you're a kid again. Ked the pro and friends, black as obsidian. Chaotic culture, that's the world we living in. So what's the word?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, afternoon, and evening, and welcome to another edition of the Chaotic Culture Podcast, the pod where chaos rules and black culture is supreme. The Chaotic Culture Podcast is brought to you by patreon.com/Chaotic Culture Pod. Please be sure that you subscribe to patreon.com/Chaotic Culture Pod to get bonus episodes and content, and of course to help keep the lights on. You can subscribe today for just $3 or $5, $7, or if you're feeling generous, $10. Either way, once again, we appreciate your support. This podcast will deep dive into modern black culture and how Gen Z, millennials, and I guess Gen Alpha now can navigate the crazy parts from finances, music, black business highlights, content creators, home ownership, HBCU, sports, anime, wrestling, black nerddom, and so on and so forth. If it encompasses black culture, we are going to cover it. Live from the 410, I am the host and the creator of the Chaotic Culture Podcast. This is your boy, Ked the Pro, a.k.a. the Calculated Millennial, a.k.a. the Encore Presentation.
Can I get an encore? Do you want more?
A.k.a. your favorite toxic adjacent king, Ked the Poet, Ked the Closer, all that good stuff. 843 is me. Baltimore's the place to be. Always chaotic, never toxic most days. And back again, once again, with your favorite black culture highlights and black culture shenanigans. And with me tonight, of course, is one of my co-hosts and, of course, the founder of It Mob, the instigator himself, Scuba Steve. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
Hey, yo, what up, y'all? What up, y'all? It is I, Scuba Steve, a.k.a. Scholar's dad or whatever.
What's up, gang? What's up, gang? Getting this money.
Had to play that real quick. I forgot to play it like right before you talked. I was like, dang, hold on, let me go ahead and throw that in there. Go ahead.
That's always a banker, man. That's my shit, man. That shit come on. I really be riding. AKA the instigator, AKA Scholar Dad or whatever, AKA don't call me Gammy because I can never be your X-Man. And I'm just here to talk shit about shit. I missed a couple of weeks, so I want to get in here and talk about everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Nah, for real. We just got back last week. Obviously, you know, we took a brief hiatus, and unfortunately, with me catching the flu, it turned into a longer hiatus. But we are here, ladies and gentlemen. We're back and live and in living color, as you can see, and we're ready to, you know, talk our usual shit. So, starting off the episode, you already know we got to start off with a mental health check. Starting with myself, recovered from the flu with the exception of that cough that sticks around for God knows how long. That's really just the main thing beating my behind right now. So I have to continuously take Tylenol and even like the Dayquil. And I can't stand the taste of Dayquil, man, or NyQuil. This shit's disgusting, but it is what it is, man. Anything to keep the cough down. Yeah, it's I don't even know. It's just like shoe polish. And I don't even know what shoe polish tastes like, but I can imagine that's what it would feel like if I knew what that tastes like. So yeah, it's disgusting, but I mean it has to be done because I don't want to be coughing all over the place. And yeah, I'm continuously masking up at work and whatnot. I'm gonna have a short work week because I'm actually going on a little adventure this weekend. Where will Ked end up? Well, I will tell y'all a little later, but in any case, I'm doing all right. Can't, really complain. My best friend visited over the weekend, so nice to have her around. Shout out to Amma. Appreciate you joining me, and keeping me company while I, try to get life together and whatnot. So big shout out to her. And yeah, I've just been really cooling for real, doing my usual shit, watching anime, watching wrestling, watching black shows, and playing games, and working. That's really all it is. Steve, how you been feeling?
Man, I've been good, man. I'm trying to get back into the swing of recording for Wake the Dead. I've been working my ass off with that job, man. Driving all over, trying to play catch up because we had a couple of ice, little ice storm, I guess, or a snowstorm thing for like 3 days. So 3 days of no driving. So it just kind of piled up. So I've just been trying to play catch up. But for the most part, man, I've been really good. Money been pretty decent. So that lets me take care of some of these things that I need to take care of on the production side for the Blurred Mind production stuff. So that's been good. So that takes away that stress, even though the stress of trying to play catch up at work, but it's like, man, I'd rather have too much work, and then being able to take care of the things that I need to take care of than not enough money to take care of the things that I need to take care of. So
yeah, I feel that. Speaking of getting money right, y'all know tax season about to come up. Please be sure again that you file your taxes and don't do no dumb shit. Because I know some of y'all out here be like, oh, I can get a big ass huge tax returns and whatnot, and y'all try to abuse whatever laws and system we got in place. Y'all just please just don't do no dumb shit with filing your taxes, because the IRS or I guess whatever Trump is calling the ERS, whatever the fuck that means, excuse my language. Either way, the Internal Revenue Service will be on your ass if you do some dumb shit. So just please be mindful of that. But also get your money, do what you got to do, and yeah, just be sure that they get filed and whatnot. Because I know when them W-2s come in, it's gonna be pretty interesting. I still got to pay student loans later, but yeah, that's pretty much what life is right now, man. Just trying to get money right and trying to get life together. I want to, of course, start off today because I really got blindsided by this when it happened this past weekend. I was at work, I think, when it happened, and I didn't really hear about it until the very next day. And I think this is a good starting topic to talk about, and it's DJ UNK. Rest in peace, first and foremost. DJ UNK is actually my brother's age, and I don't know if you could consider him a legend or not, but I know for those of us who were in high school when Walk It Out and Two Step came out, that was our thing. Those were our jams, and of course he had other hits as well, including one that I really don't want to talk about on this pod because I know my mom listens, but
oh shoot, let me watch the language then.
Nah. You can say whatever you want, man. I'm just saying there's a particular song. Y'all, if y'all were in the club in the late 2000s, y'all know what it is. Don't hide that. Divide that. Yeah, that was my shit. Man, I done caught the. Never mind. I don't. Just know that the club was a good time when that song came on, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. But it's just really sad to see because I've talked about it ad nauseum last year about hip hop rappers, producers not making it to old age, and unfortunately we are seeing that still with DJ UNK. Now I'm not exactly sure what happened as far as the cause of death. I don't think it's been reported yet.
They said heart attack.
Oh shit. Damn, and that's just proof that it can happen to anybody, man. For real, that's why I'm trying to get healthy because that's the one thing I'm fearful of. I not to say that we all not eventually going to pass on, but just to be cut short by a heart attack, that's just crazy. So
yeah, and 42 not that far away. Yeah, us, you know what I'm saying. So it's like, dang, we need to start taking care of ourselves now. You know what I'm saying? That way we don't have to go into that mode worried and wondering what's going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one benefit about my job is that I'm consistently walking, and I know that helps with heart health. So I'm going to keep that in mind as I work my job. And it's like, what? I'm getting my steps in. I'm getting my heart pumping. That's all I could really ask for. But just continue to eat healthy and, stay away from the fried and the, reprocessed junk as much as I possibly can. Granted, I'm only 33, but it's still it could happen to anybody. So it's really just sad to see again because we've lost so many people in hip hop at young ages. Like a lot of people don't get to see 50. A lot of people don't even get to see like their 60s or 70s, and it's a sad and crying shame. Thankfully, I mean, this wasn't a case of him getting shot or anything or being murdered. Unfortunately, it's a natural cause, but still.
Yeah, I mean, it's just unfortunate. Because like I said, we always, as a community, we always kind of like joke around about the movie Soul Food and how we eat all these different crazy things and it ends up causing health problems. But then you start seeing like, what I'm saying, 42 years old, heart attack. I'm not even really sure what the cause of death exactly was for Fat Man Scoop, but he just kind of like collapsed
Yeah.
on stage. And it's just like, man, like health is important, you know what I'm saying? So we got to start taking care of ourselves. Even though I'm not a fan of his music, but what's buddy name? The real big dude.
You talking about what, Rod Wave or Big X the Plug or
No, the dude that be sitting on stage while he performing. He can't even stand up. He got
he can't even stand.
He be having an oxygen machine and everything on stage, and it's like, bro, like do something to take care of yourself, man. I can't put down the cup dude. I can't remember his name. But yeah, it's like, man, like before too long. And I mean, shoot, like I said, I'm not a fan of his music. I don't know much about him, but he has fans, and your fans deserve to see you. You know what I'm saying? Try to make it as long as possible. You know what I'm saying? Give them something that, you know what I'm saying, that they might want or something like that. But you got to take care of yourself. I mean, they can't love you more than you love yourself. So the fact that he just don't care sometimes, it's just kind of crazy.
Where was it Dave Blunt's?
Yeah, Dave Blunt.
Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. Performing on stage where you can't even move and you gotta perform with an oxygen mask. That's nah. It ain't worth it for me. Like that, I would know. Take care of yourself out here, y'all. Please. And I know that you don't necessarily have to be like big and fat to be unhealthy and whatnot, but when you're at that size and you can't even like function and move on stage and you have to literally use an oxygen mask, that's scary to think about, because it's like, yo, what are you doing, bro? Like, yeah, it's that's wild to think about.
But crazy, man. But
yeah, I guess that's life. But still, y'all, please take care of yourself. Please take care of yourself. Don't let yourself be out here gaining weight and whatnot, eating all this junk and whatnot, and just trashing your body. Your body's a temple. Please be sure that you take care of it. Even me, even though I know I can't work out the way that I want to yet, like I used to, I still want to try and look out for my health. And granted, yes, there are times where you can like splurge on not splurge, but there are times where you can eat unhealthy shit, but as long as you're doing things in moderation, pretty much. Moderation is key. Portion control is key. You don't want to overdo anything, because too much of something can be bad for you in general. So yeah, moderation is the key for this. So, but even if it wasn't food related, I mean, because heart attacks can happen even from drug abuse. And I'm not saying that DJ UNK had, abused drugs or anything like that, but there are certain things that you put into your body that will affect your health. So you just have to be mindful of what you do, whether it be like the kind of medication. You just have to be mindful if you're allergic to a certain kind of medication, if you're combining medications, and again, eating right, eating healthy.
Shoot,
even if it is drugs or illegal substances, you just got to be careful with that.
Alcohol too.
Yeah, alcohol, definitely.
Moderation for alcohol, like you know what I'm saying. Like all that stuff is issue. You know what I'm saying, and living that rapper life. You know what I'm saying, lifestyle, rock star lifestyle type stuff. You know what I'm saying. They probably he partying all the time and stuff like that. He's part of the game is, they feel like they gotta drink or they gotta smoke just to be doing it. You know what I'm saying? Just to be partaking in all the stuff. So that stuff, it catch up to you. So
Yeah, absolutely, man. And that's something that I've always thought about. After I got out of college, it's like, man, I can't be drinking like I used to in college, man. Like, not only because I can't keep up, but also it's detrimental to your health. It's like, yo, I don't want to be sitting here and become an alcoholic, and I have to drink every day or every weekend. Like, that's not me. And granted, as I've gotten older, I've learned, to drink in moderation too. Like, I don't drink alcohol every weekend. It's like, oh, when I get off work, I'm a pour a shot or two. Like, nah, I don't do that. Like, I might just go home and just go to sleep and just wait. And then, like, a couple weeks later, like, if I'm going to an event, then yeah, I'll partake. But just to be doing that joint every day, it's like, nah, I can't do it. And then you see what the effects are when you are not just doing alcohol. Like, if you decide to get into like lean, like, unfortunately, we see what has happened with Lil Wayne, and I really, really, really wish that he would have got off the cup, man. But that's his business. But still, I've seen his performances as of late. I saw a clip of one of his latest performances, and I'm like, there's a reason why he didn't get chosen for the Super Bowl, bro. Like, that performance was. It was not it. And I've been told that he's had some good performances in between there, but the main thing is like, yo, you gotta be consistent, man. So, like, put the cup down. I can tell you to put the weed down, but like, moderate the weed, but definitely put the cup down.
Yeah, for sure. There's something needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Speaking of the Super Bowl.
Yes, sir.
The Super Bowl ad that they had advertised during the playoffs, it had Not Like Us playing the instrumental, and people was like, "Dawg, he gonna perform this at halftime." I don't know. I think the music is gonna start, but I don't think he's gonna actually perform it. I think we might get like a little instrumental of like 10, 15 seconds. But I think Kendrick, he kind of passed it probably. Like, at least for him, he knows that the damage that is done already.
Yep.
And only way I can see him doing it is just if he's just feeling next level petty and just feel like messing with them. But I don't feel like, because I'm sure the same way we see the rumblings, he sees the rumblings of, oh, that's the only song he got and blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, people was trying to do that internet shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure he probably like, man, you know what? I might come out to it for a little bit and let a band do it. You know what I'm saying? Let them get some shine. But I don't think he's gonna perform that. What about you?
I'm of the opinion of, I'll believe it when I see it. I still have in the back of my head that he's not going to do it because he has so many other hits that he can do, and he just dropped an album, so it's like he's got a laundry list of songs that he can do. But that being said, I know that Kendrick is a very diabolical human being when it comes to shit like this. So he could be like, you know what? I'm just going to be super petty and I'm going to go ahead and just play this. I don't think he'll perform it for long. You might get one verse in the chorus because, again, the Super Bowl performance, you only got like, 13 to 15 minutes. So it's not going to be long. And I doubt he'll do the entire song, especially because, SZA is a part of his act too. So he's got to be mindful that SZA has some songs that she's probably going to perform as well, or maybe one or two songs that she'll do, maybe just one outside of the duets that she has with Kendrick. But, those are things that I think about. It's like, well, he's got SZA as a guest artist. There might be a chance for another one or two guest artists as well, or maybe they're not. But still, that's how I think. And it's just like, I don't know. Granted, yes, Not Like Us was the song of 2024, so he may still just do it. But I'm of the opinion of he's got a whole laundry list of songs that he would probably rather perform. And in all honesty, I think that he probably would have just left it alone if Aubrey just would have left it alone himself. But he keeps putting himself into the limelight with his dumbass shit and with this damn lawsuit. So it's just kind of like, if I'm Kendrick, I'm like, you know what? I'm just feeling extra petty today. I know he's trying to stop me from performing this at the Super Bowl. And granted, it's not gonna. I don't know if it'll change anything, but it may just open, depending on who watches. They may not have heard the song before. They may be like, "Oh, you know what? Let me go run it up again." But I'm still of the opinion that Kendrick isn't going to do it just unless something else happens between now and February 9th. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna do it. Unpopular opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind SZA performing, but I'm good on the Kendrick and SZA songs. they don't mesh well to me. Like what? I feel like they good friends and stuff like that, but I don't be jamming their songs together. Like Luther go hard because of all the production. I don't think it goes hard because of the collaboration between them two. I think it goes hard because of the production, and everything like that. And I'm not a fan of All of the Stars like that.
Wow.
Yeah, like I'm good. I'm good on those. Like I don't feel like they mesh well together. But I mean, like that's an unpopular opinion. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's very unpopular.
Oh yeah. Especially with the run that they on right now together. Like individually, I love them both. You know what I'm saying? But like when they songs come on, I'd be like, I'll just be like, and then when they be like trying to sing with each other. Like on the SZA joint that just came out.
30 for 30.
30 for 30. They singing. I like. I don't really like it. I don't believe they mesh well.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't dislike 30 for 30.
I don't dislike the song.
Yeah, I will admit that one was like, okay, well, I see why they did that, and I got a good laugh out of it. Is it a song that I like go back to? Not necessarily, but I personally love Luther. I personally love Gloria. But when you said All the Stars, I'm just like, oh gosh, come on, man. We can even go further back, like Babylon. I thought that was a great collaboration between those two.
I forgot about Babylon.
Yeah,
that's a better one. But like as a reason, I'm like, all right, man. Like you rap, she sing. Let do a song like that. Them harmonizing off each other and shit. I'm like, I just don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
All right. I'll let you have that one, man. But because not everything is for everybody. So and some people don't mesh as well as others. But I personally think that they have great chemistry. I know that SZA is basically his work wife, so that's kind of how I see it. But we'll see. Well, he's actually got two work wives because Beyonce is pretty much the other one.
Beyonce a lot.
Yeah. Yep. So, but I honestly can't wait to see what he does at the Super Bowl. I'm looking forward to it. Actually looking forward to it more than the actual game itself. And I'm not just saying that because, the Steelers didn't make it, obviously. I kind of figured that they weren't. It's just the Chiefs. Got to do it better
again. Man, Eagles should have let Saquon break that record. I don't care what nobody say.
He should have.
That would have been, I mean, I feel like, what I'm saying, it is what it is if they win. Because everybody keep on saying, oh, yeah, well, you needed him just so that Super Bowl run just in case. I'm like, bro, I think he would have broke that shit in 2 quarters. And then you could have sat him for the other 2 quarters.
Down after that.
Like, that's kind of wild to me. Especially the way he played yesterday. Like I'm like, bro, he was going to break that record. He was going to shatter that shit. Like,
yeah.
Like, that's kind of crazy.
Well, even the game before that, I'm trying to think, who did they play before?
They the Cowboys. Oh, you're talking about in the playoffs?
Yeah, in the playoffs.
They played it. So the Chiefs, the Commanders played the Lions, and the Eagles played the Rams.
Rams. Okay, yeah, shit. When he broke out for that first 50-yard, I was just like. Damn, yeah.
And fucking the Bills ran all over Kansas City low key. The Bills got away from the running. They started trying to air it out. They started letting what's his name? Josh Allen start rushing, like trying to do quarterback sneaks. I'm like, bro, the run game been working for y'all. I don't understand. So I don't understand why they don't hand the ball off on that 4th and 1 instead of forcing Josh Allen.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, if they was running it like that on Kansas City, if Philly stayed with that game plan, the way that Saquon been running, he gonna go for another 150 in the Super Bowl. Like,
So I really hope that the Eagles coaching staff is paying attention. Like, yo, the run has been working for y'all all year. I'm not saying that Jalen Hurts can't throw the ball, because he can, and he's got 2 weapons. He's got AJ Brown, he's got Devontae Smith, and he's got a good receiver core. But you got Saquon, and it's literally been helping y'all. And
he's been carrying y'all,
right?
Literally.
And from my vantage point, if the Chiefs cannot stop the run it down their throat. And that's all I'm gonna say, man. That's how y'all win, because not only will they not be able to stop it, but you keep the ball out of Mahomes' hands.
Yes.
You burn up that clock. I really, really hope that they've been paying attention and that they have a game plan for that, because if they don't and they just start relying, trying to be pass heavy, I already know.
I don't want them to be conservative either, because that's what happened with Atlanta and New England in that Super Bowl. Patriots couldn't stop the pass, and then after they got that big lead, they was like, "Oh, we're gonna run the ball and
keep running, yeah."
And then that changed the whole game. Like, then said it was nothing. So I don't want them to play conservative either, and just feel like, "Oh, let's keep the ball out of keep with your game plan." But at the same time, like, Kansas City don't seem to be doing well stopping the run. They have been getting stops when they need stops, and I guess that's all that really matters. But if you can, man, I feel like you just hand the ball to Saquon and try to just make that work. And then with the refs, the way that the refs been acting for the Chiefs, it's been nasty. Like that's just been nasty, and that's crazy. So we either get Saquon get his first ring, Eagles get another ring, or we get a three-peat, which would be nice in itself, story-wise. You know what I'm saying? In itself. So
I think it would be nice story-wise to have a three-peat. At the same time, I don't want a three-peat. Like, that's just me. At least not with Mahomes and the Chiefs. Like, I don't hate the Chiefs. It's more like I'm kind of sick of them. I want somebody else to win. Because football is supposed to be, I guess, more challenging than like in basketball. Like basketball, back-to-backs and three-peats, well, they used to be more common than they are now. Now the league is a little more competitive. But in football, it's supposed to be even more competitive. You're not supposed to have like these back-to-back champions. So to get a three-peat in the NFL, at that point, you just got to be like, ain't nothing I can say at this point.
Yeah, if he that'll be his third ring, or would it be his fourth ring though?
That would be his fourth, because he had one and they missed the Super Bowl 1 year, and then they won back to back. So that would be his fourth, and that would be how many?
Brady got 6 or 7.
Brady has 7. 6 with the Patriots, 1 with the Buccaneers.
Yeah, so he got 7 rings. Mahomes would be 4, and he would be 28, 29. That'll be kind of crazy.
and if the Chiefs won again this year, then they would have 5 Super Bowls as part of their franchise, which will put them in the same company as the 49ers and the Cowboys.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy, man. But it is what it is. I only respect one person that I know personally, and then there's another dude that I knew from a long time ago, but he was like one of my homegirls' dads, so I don't really count him. But those are the only 2 Chiefs fans that I've known from out of the mud. You know what I'm saying? Like from a long time ago, from the Alex Smith days and shit. Like
oh yeah.
Like for my homeboy from the Alex Smith days, because I was in the Army, so I've been knowing him. And then the other dude, my homegirl dad, you talking about Priest Holmes days, like back when I knew, you know what I'm saying? That he was still like, his whole room was like, he had a whole man cave decked out for the Chiefs. So those are the only 2 Chiefs fans that I respect. Other ones, y'all came out of nowhere. Maybe I just didn't know y'all, so whatever. But
yeah, for real.
Out of the people that I know, those are the only 2 people that I've known like for a long time that's been Chiefs fans.
I have respect for maybe like 2. Chiefs fans. I would say one was one of my colleagues in college. Pretty much he's from that area, so like he's Kansas City like diehard, and I'm like, I get it. There is one that is I could tell is a bandwagoner, and I have to call her out because she grew up in Houston, Texas, and she was a Texans fan, but of course, she's a she was no, she still is a news anchor, and so she actually was assigned to Kansas City, so she was in the city for a long time, and then she moved back to Houston, and I still see her wearing Kansas City stuff, and I'm just sitting there like, okay. I mean, I get you were you were supporting Kansas City at the time, but aren't you from Houston? Didn't you used to cheer for the Texans? Well, maybe you never did. I don't know. But I've also seen two people move to Philadelphia, and all of a sudden now they're Eagles fans. I'm just like, when did y'all become Eagles fans? When did y'all like football? But
and then all of a sudden, yeah.
Right. Hey, but you know what? I will be cheering for the Eagles this go round. I do want to see Jalen Hurts get one, and I would like to see the Eagles win, if nothing else, but to see Cowboys fans collapse again. They
fall to their knees.
Right.
Man, I'm in Dallas, so they was already upset. Eagles was playing the Commanders in the NFC Championship. So
I know that they were going through it. Like, y'all got an NFC Championship between two of your division rivals. Y'all didn't even make the playoffs. Sad.
And then them quarterbacks is young, so you got you have to deal with them for the foreseeable future.
Exactly.
Unless something crazy happened, which I knock on wood, because I know that sophomore slump be real. But yeah, man, you're gonna have to deal with them for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I understand.
Not to mention the Cowboys hiring Brian Schottenheimer.
I don't even know who that is. And I saw it and I was like, who?
I'm trying to remember where he was. I think he was on their staff. I don't know what kind of coach he was, but beforehand, but I didn't know who he was either. I know it's a Jerry. It has to be a Jerry guy. Like, only Jerry would know this person.
Yeah, that's the people that he hires, Jerry.
Which is crazy.
Yeah,
people. Them Cowboy fans on my timeline, on both Twitter and on Blue Sky, they were just like, "What is going on here?" And then the ones on Facebook were even just like, "You know what? I'm a Press Cowboys fan."
At this point, Jerry just hiring people that he liked. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, man. One of my frat brothers / drumline brothers, he was just like, I'm reminded of the kind of Cowboys fan that I am, because I put on my Cowboys socks, and then I heard the news that Brian Schottenheimer got hired as the coach, and then I looked at my socks and realized that there was a hole in them, and I was like, that pretty much describes my Cowboys fandom right now. I had to laugh, like, hey, man, I'm more power to y'all. Look, and then as a Steelers fan, I get it.
I mean, as a Steelers fan, I get it too.
Yeah, and I love Mike Tomlin. Trust me. Oh, I love Mike Tomlin, man. Even this year, I had to start being like, hey, Tomlin, bro, I don't know what you're doing, but that end of season collapse, that's not a good look, bro. That is not a good look. We got to lock in next year. You got to finish the season strong and at least get 1 or 2 playoff wins. If you could get back to the AFC Championship, I know you'll get the fans off your back. But right now, it's just looking like, and then Art Rooney said that it was unlikely that both Russell Wilson and Justin Fields will come back. The Russell Wilson part, I understand, but I'm like, why not just give Justin Fields a chance? Why not just sign him and give him a chance to actually show you what he can do, man? He showed y'all for 6 games that he can help you win. I know he's not the most accurate passer, but he still was able to help y'all win. But I don't know, man. We got to wait for the offseason, I guess.
Hey, man, I got Anthony Richardson and his injuries and wondering if he loves the game and all this, whatever. That's whatever, man.
Yeah, That's crazy, man. Being a Colts fan right now, I can only imagine because it's just like, yo, I thought AR5 was y'all answer, and then he did that shit on the sideline. This is like, bro, what is going on? What is going on? This is wow. That's all I could say was wow.
Yeah, man. So I mean, it's the way that the fans treated Andrew Luck on the way out. I feel like it's a curse. It's a curse. So they earned that.
Well, I would say, man, the Colts have been an interesting franchise since they left Baltimore, and it seemed like they could never get past that hump that was Tom Brady, and then the one time that they finally did, they won a Super Bowl. So,
man, the hump that was Tom Brady was cheating. They were cheating. That's the whole reason why Peyton started doing all those audibles at the line. Was because the Patriots was cheating and shit. But I mean, you can't do nothing about it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like it is what it is. So we got past them once, and then we got past them a second time. And then of course we lose to the Saints. And 09. So
yeah, Sean Payton, that game was dialing up a whole bunch of trick plays. It was like, whoa, you kick an onside kick in the middle of a game when you got the lead. It was just like,
no. So what it was
not the lead, but was it tied at the time?
So the way that it was nobody had not scored. So every time the Saints scored, we would score, and it was like we were down 4, but coming out of the half, they would have kicked it to us. More than likely, we would march up the field and score. But they kicked onside kick, which nobody expected.
Right,
they did it, and then they score on top of that. So now they up 11. And then that changed the whole game. And then at the end, trying to do anything to make stay on the field, Peyton Manning threw a pick 6. And then that was the end of the game. But
yeah. Now I remember it.
Yeah, that was it's a rough year.
Yeah. Well, I can say at least your team has won on this side of the millennium, as has mine. Mine has won twice on this side of the millennium. Meanwhile, Cowboy fans, it's crazy because it's like, yo, y'all have not been to the. They're the only team that have not been to the NFC Championship game since they went last in 1995-96. I'm like, yo, so now when the Commanders got there, I'm just like, damn, so every NFC team has been to the NFC Championship game since 96 except for the Cowboys. Wow.
Crazy. And they're the team.
I'm going to just say this. As long as Jerry Jones is president, CEO, and the general manager, Cowboys ain't going. So, they're not going nowhere. I mean, Jerry is 82, so you probably don't have that long with him at the helm. I'm not trying to, kill him off early. God forbid. I'm just saying he's 82. Yeah.
Pull a Betty White. That's 17 more years. 18. It's a long time, bro.
If he is 99 and still the president, owner, and CEO and general manager at that age, at that point, you just like, okay, what deal with the devil did you make, bro? What black magic did you put on your life? Because ain't no way you running this team at 99 years old, bro. Ain't no way.
I don't see him giving it up.
He probably won't. He will probably have to die in his position. Kind of like how us wrestling fans figured that Vince McMahon would not have let go of the reins, and he probably would have died in his position had not that whole shabacle with Janelle Grant, and I'm still hoping that she gets the justice that she deserves. But yeah, with that whole thing with her, if that had not come out. And if, the whole report about him embellishing money to pay off, having sex with these people had not come out, then he definitely would have died at the helm of WWE. I have no doubt. They literally had to force him to retire twice.
Crazy.
So, yeah. Absolute crazy. All right, well, moving on. We are... we're in between the major subjects right now. I just want to know, are there any new shows and new music that have caught your attention?
Severance season 2 is back on Apple TV. That is what I am watching. We need the whole world to get on this. Apple TV has really fire shows, but it don't seem like the world be talking about them. It's like the people that know, and then that's it. So I don't know what they need to do to try to promote better, or what. But like Severance is probably the best show on TV right now for sure. Like right now in this season, right now it's amazing, and it's only on the second episode of the second season, but it's already been hitting on all cylinders. It's picking up on that first season. So that's what I've been watching. Of course, I watched Creature Commandos, things of that nature. What else? Papa's House with Damon Wayans and Damon Wayans Jr. Rob's been trying to get me to watch Landman, so I got that on the list.
Okay.
But for the most part, it's just been Severance, Papa's House. Invincible Fight Girl was amazing as well.
Okay.
And then as far as movies, I'm looking forward to Companion that's about to come out with Jack Quaid, and then I'm looking forward to Mickey 17 with Robert Pattinson. Those look like those are gonna be no-brainers, and then we're about to get the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man dropping something too. So those are what I've been watching. What I've been listening to, a new discovery. I know I'm late, so y'all can laugh at me, whatever. Bro, Teddy Swims has been non-stop. Like for like the last week and a half now. And then his new album dropped on Friday. Yeah, I've tried Everything But Therapy. Came out in September. Then I tried Everything But Therapy 2. Came out on Friday. And that shit is fire. I don't know what genre he classifies in, because he is R&B, but he does give a little country pop a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He gives a little bit of all three. But if he falls into the R&B category, I love Mutt, but I think I tried Everything But Therapy might have been over Mutt, and we was like, we was all like, oh yeah, Mutt was the R&B album of the year. If he counts as R&B, if he counts as R&B, it might have been better than Mutt, and we might have overlooked it. We might need to revisit that conversation. Teddy Swims, wow, crazy.
But yeah, okay. I just see that he did drop. I've tried everything, I've tried Everything But Therapy Part 2. So I will have to check it out. I mean, granted, you're not the only one that was kind of late to the party. Again, someone had put me on Teddy Swims as well, fairly late. So I'm just now catching up myself. So now that I see that he has dropped, I will definitely check that out. But say it's better than Mutt. Oh, that's definitely a hot take, because Mutt was phenomenal. Granted, I liked his album. I liked his album before that way better than I did Mutt. But
I like Electric Dust more than.
Yeah, I do like Electric Dust, but yeah, I did enjoy Mutt very much so. So I shoot, I might have to check that out.
I honestly and truthfully, I mean, being honest, they did the Sleepers thing on Joe Budden, and it was Teddy Swims and Giveon. It was a song by them, and it was called Are You Even Real or something like that. And I was like, damn, who is this singing like this? And he was like, that was Teddy Swims and Giveon. I was like, Teddy Swims, I heard that name before. So then I just clicked the artist, and then I pressed the shuffle button and was just letting random songs play. And then when Lose Control came on, I was like, oh, that's him? Like, I didn't even know that he was the one that sung that song. Like, so it wasn't even like one of those things where it was like, oh, I just jumped in there because of Lose Control. Like, by the time I heard Lose Control, I was already 13 songs in on shuffle. You know what I'm saying? And then I finally heard it, and I was like, oh, shit. I didn't even know that was him. You know what I'm saying? So,
yes, sir.
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay.
He be singing.
Yeah. I will give him credit, man. Yeah, he can blow.
Yeah.
So, for me, as far as like new shows, finished Castlevania Nocturne. Great, phenomenal show. Obviously, if you haven't seen it, please be sure that you do. Of course, been watching wrestling as always. We're getting ready to come up on WrestleMania season. Royal Rumble will be this weekend. I will actually be off the grid. I will catch the replay after I do my thing on Saturday. So there's that. What else? Sakamoto Days, obviously.
Yeah, been watching that too. That
Yep.
shit's
It's crazy good. Solo Leveling, just as well. I know that this has been getting like a lot of hate amongst Dragon Ball fans, but I actually do like Dragon Ball Daima. It's more so because it's a different vibe than the normal Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super. It feels more like Dragon Ball, with the exception of course, Goku, even though he's a child or he was wished to be as a child, it didn't cut back on his power. But still, I'm having fun with it. So I can't tell anybody how to feel about that series, but I personally still like it. And this was the last thing that Akira Toriyama worked on. So, obviously I'm going to pay attention to it and respect it. What else has been going on as far as like anime? Because I've been, really been deep diving into anime these last couple of weekends. The Red Ranger is an adventure in another world. It is the right kind of foolishness and tomfoolery that I've been looking for the last couple seasons. Is it good? Debatable, but it's silly enough for me to laugh at and enjoy. Yes.
Yep.
So I definitely will recommend that show. Like if you're expecting like this super overcomplicated storyline, or if you're looking for like intricate plot or anything like that, do not watch the show going in thinking that it's going to be something like that. Just if you're a Power Rangers fan, turn your brain off and watch this. This is fun, it's hilarious, and it's good fun. That's really all that it is. Goodness, excuse me. Still trying to fight back this cough, y'all. But what else? I actually started my rewatch of Psycho Pass because I didn't get a chance to like finish it all through 2024. So I'm like, all right, let me go back and start watching it again. So there's that. I finished Star Wars Skeleton Crew. Oddly enough, that was a really enjoyable show, and I recommend it to people who are Star Wars fans. Like, just give it a chance. It's a little different because you're dealing with kids, and I don't want to like spoil it or anything. But if you haven't seen it, just as a premise, kids have been on this world, they're used to a certain norm, and then all of a sudden they find themselves out in the Star Wars universe, and yeah, it's quite an interesting tale. So definitely check it out. I think that you will enjoy Skeleton Crew if you have not watched it. And I definitely want to get into Severance, but I don't have Apple TV, so that's probably what it is. I don't know what Apple is not doing as far as their advertising for that, but I do know that there'll be some great shows on Apple TV, so there's that.
Man.
And speaking of, there were 3 movies that were on Apple TV that finally made their way over to Disney Plus, and that was the Fate Stay Night Heaven's Feel movies. And I'm a big Fate Stay Night guy, so I'm like, all right, well, I like the Fate series, so let's see what the third path is, because I've seen the first one, which was just regular Fate Stay Night. I think I saw that on High Dive. I've seen Unlimited Blade Works, which was on Crunchyroll, and now I got a chance to watch Heaven's Feel. And of course, Fate Zero, the prologue to those 3 movies. If you don't understand like Fate and how it works, the best thing that I can tell you is that there are different storylines of Fate, and each one is like its own different story. But the main story that we've got is you got Fate Zero, and then you've got 3 different endings. You can do regular Fate Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works, or Heaven's Feel. Those are all like 3 different tales to the same story, and then everything else is just its own story. You got,
I've never watched the Fate series.
I think you'll enjoy it, man. Start with Fate Zero, and then if you have High Dive, watch Fate Stay Night, because that's technically like the first ending or the more safe ending. Then watch Unlimited Blade Works, which gets really crazy good, and then you can watch the 3 Heaven's Feel movies, which is that ending is nuts. That whole story is nuts. Heaven's Feel, I was like, yo, this got crazy. Like, and I mean crazy as in like the action, the debauchery, even like the Fate Stay Night and Unlimited Blade Works did not go that far, but Heaven's Feel, it went there. Like it had some etchy stuff in it. I was like, whoa, okay, well, shit. It's still really good though. So yeah.
Phase Zero, that's gonna be on. Is it on Crunchyroll?
I believe it's still on Crunchyroll. Okay. And don't give me the line. Let me double check to be sure. Let's see, Fate Zero.
Yeah, I'll start.
Let's see. How to watch. Well, last time I checked, it was still on Crunchyroll, but did it get moved to YouTube TV? Either way, I definitely recommend that.
Oh, no worries. I'll check it out. I can find it.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure you can find it. Even if you don't watch it on any major platform, I mean, you can always, Luffy it. So there's that. So
yeah, got no problem.
Yep. There was okay, and I just looked it up, and it still says it's available on Crunchyroll, so you should be able to pull it up.
Okay, good.
Yep. And there was another show that I'm thinking of. Oh, Shangri-La Frontier. Still really good. Still a good show to watch. And I think that's all there. As far as new movies, of course, I've already seen Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Great movie. I do want to see that. What movie is that? Damn, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Mufasa?
Yes, I do want to see Mufasa just because I'm curious, but from what people have been telling me, that they just said to wait for it to come out on Disney Plus, so I probably will.
Solid. It's a solid movie.
Okay. All right, cool. So I will add that to the list here of solid movies. Then what's that Issa Rae movie?
Oh, shit! I know what you're talking about.
I know it's Keke Palmer and SZA.
Something Outside or something. What is it called? Damn.
SZA
and Keke Palmer.
One of Them Days. There we go.
One of Them Days. Why did I say Something Outside?
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I definitely want to check out One of Them Days. Definitely on my list. I do want to check out Mickey 17. That looks really, really interesting. And then we getting Captain America: Brave New World next month. So that's definitely on my list. Gotta be sure that I support the Marvel movies and the Black Captain America. So, yep. And then as far as new music, I actually went back and I went to some old music. I don't know how or why this got stuck in my head, but I went and I rechecked out Silk of all groups.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just like, because I've heard the classic songs, but I really want to check out the classic album, Lose Control. So I've been, I just started on that actually today. I was like, I'm gonna listen to this whole album and just go through it and go from there. But yeah, I don't know how it popped into my head last week, but there's that. And then I'm also, because of the Music Roundtable vote, I've also decided to jump into T-Pain's, discography. So I've realized that I've never listened to any of his albums all the way through. So I was like, all right, well, this is a good chance for me to get a new perspective. So I'm on Rapper Turned Singer, and I'm in Love with a Stripper, because I know the first one was him rapping, and then of course it was I'm Sprung, and then it's I'm in Love with a Stripper immediately after that. So I'm gonna get through that album and just gonna go through the entire discography until it's time for us to actually do the Music Roundtable. And thank you for those who voted on X/Twitter for choosing T-Pain first, because me and Law had talked about doing Chris Brown's discography. And yes, we know Chris Brown is problematic, but we still, wanted to at least do the discography. And then I realized Chris Brown got a lot of albums, and some of those albums have a lot of songs on them. I'm just like, I'm not ready for that just yet.
Man, that rapper turned singer was fire when it came. Like that shit when it first came out, it was a pleasant surprise. It was all like, yo, I was not expecting this album to be like this. I don't know what I was expecting when I Love with a Stripper came out. But when that album came out, I was like, yo, this actually is a solid album. And then it actually got in heavy rotation for me. And I really liked it. And then the next one is The Ringer. No, it's not.
Epiphany.
Ringmaster Epiphany. Yeah, Ringmaster is 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, Epiphany is a really good album too. Ringmaster, it's got some bops on there. Reality Show is a pretty solid song with D'Angelo and what is his name? Shit. I can't remember, but Music Soul Child. It's Music Soul Child, not D'Angelo. It's Music Soul Child, T-Pain, and somebody else. I can't remember who the third person was. But Reality Show is a banger off of that. And then he got Freeze with Chris Brown. He's got Can't Believe It with Lil Wayne. He's got the Chopped and Screwed with Ludacris on that album. So yeah, that album was solid too, but it was more so it was a step back from the first 2 albums. And then after a while it starts to fall off a little bit. But you know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. But them first 2 albums, he was in a bag. He was in the bag.
Yeah. I'm like, you know what? I can't believe that I haven't listened to these albums all the way through. So I'm definitely ready for those first 3, and then, you know, just preparing myself for the fall off.
Yeah, it gets a little rough. He's trying to find himself through the depth of the auto-tune situation, and it's not hitting. But
which is funny because he can sing without the auto-tune. It's just
I think for a while he felt like that's all people wanted to hear. He knew he could sing, but he felt like that's all people wanted to hear was the auto-tune. And
it's fair enough.
Yeah, then now if he drops an album now, like, you know what I'm saying, I think that he'll be straight.
Where
he making too much money on Twitch now.
Yeah. I don't blame him one bit. And then what I have on my queue is Mac Miller's Balloonerism. That's going to be a listen this week, especially because I'm going to be traveling. So I need to make sure that I have that, you know, available so I can listen through. And Big X the Plug dropped his deluxe version of his album. I checked it out last year, you know, trying to do my top 25 hip hop list of 2024. If you haven't checked that video out, please be sure that you do so. I will probably check it out just because, you know, I have no problems with Big X. It's just it does get repetitive, and I've said that in my review. I was just like, bro, it felt like every beat and every flow was the exact same. I love the samples that he used, but damn,
crazy. Yeah. And then the songs are super short,
right? So there's that, and I think that's all that I had, at least for new music. One thing I do want to talk about real quick, for those who don't know, or if you remember in the past, I had a guest on here, Brandon Fundenberg, aka Fundy. We talked about the Something in the Water. That was all the way back in 2022. And if y'all remember how we, you know, discussed that particular festival and whatnot, then I think you'll love it. But, you know, you'll love what he has in store, because he had mentioned briefly that he liked working with music. And so he actually has dropped a single called Girl. So definitely check it out. It's all on streaming platforms. It's f.u.n.d.y Fundy, and look for the song Girl. Please be sure that you run those streams up, take a listen to it. It's a nice little bop, and I think he's got more music on the way. So shout out to my boy Fundy. He will definitely be back on the podcast this season. I'm proud of him. I'm proud of that he was able to do something like that. So big shout out to Brandon. All right. For our final topic of today, I've been waiting to cook this motherfucker for a good couple of weeks, man. Y'all already know how I feel about one certain DJ whose real name is Livingston Allen, but you might know him better as DJ Akademiks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these last couple of weeks have not been good for that for that guy. That's all I got to say. That this big body Jerry Mouse in the face looking ass nigga is literally like, I really wanted him to get packed up for the longest. And I don't think that he'll ever be canceled because cancel culture is not really a thing for real. However, I'm really proud that a lot of people are starting to wake up to how weird this dude is. So let's start with the first thing that really just had me laughing at this dude. First and foremost, there was who was that guy that was Drake worked on a clothing line with him at one point, and this had to do with the whole lawsuit situation and whatnot. But he pretty much had the messages between, or DMs between him and Drake had leaked, obviously, and Akademiks was like, no, that's all fake, these aren't real messages and whatnot. And that, who my source is, the boy. Like, Drake told me that these messages weren't fake, were fake, and it wasn't real. Only come to find out, they were. This dude went back and literally screen recorded the whole entire message, showing that the DMs from Drake were real. So I had to laugh because it was like, okay, one, Drake is not a good person because Akademiks is like his biggest fan, and he set that dude up for failure. It's also a shot to his credibility because it's like, bro, anything dealing with Drake, it's like you automatically go to his side without like checking the first, bro. Like, check your sources. Drake might tell you this, but you're like, all right, well, you told me this, well, let me talk to the other dude and find out. Excuse me, if this is true or not, or like what proof that he has that it's true, before I just go yapping off saying that, Drake is absolutely correct on this. Like a real journalist would, like, bro, check your sources. And yep, he didn't, and he ended up getting caught up and people clowned him for it. Then, of course, the whole LeBron situation, snitching on this man, talking about something. Oh, you and Drake used to go on two mans. Like, bro, why do we even need to know that?
Like, that shit is, and it's like, why, bro? And the thing is why are you in it? Right. like if Drake decided to snitch on it, that's some whole ass shit. But at least he's in that conversation. Why do you feel like you need to insert yourself?
Exactly.
That's insane, bro. That's like next level meat riding. Like,
bro, yeah, the glazing from him is crazy, bro. And it's just like, dude, I get that you're a super fan. I get it. But even I wouldn't go that far from my favorite artist. I'm sorry. If Kendrick did some foul shit, I'm gonna call it out. Like, hey, bro, this wasn't cool. Or if he did some stuff that threw me under the bus, I'd be the first to be like, hey, man, what you did to me was not cool. We gonna have to reassess this. But it seemed like when it comes to the boy, he could do no wrong in Axe eyes, I guess. Which is strange. It's like, bro, he is throwing you under the bus so many times. And yet here you are still glazing him and still like trying to be the super fan. And I'm like, Drake has not come on any of your streams or had an interview with you, except for like the one time that y'all were like on IG Live, and he was pretty much like kind of making fun of you. So I personally don't get it. If someone's treating me like that, and I'm supposed to be their biggest fan, obviously I'm like, yeah, we got to reassess this relationship because this is clearly not working for me, and I'm over here like getting embarrassed. But I don't know. Maybe he's not as oblivious as we think, or maybe he's just trying to play it off. I don't know what it is, but bro, you've got to realize when you are being played and when people are doing things that are not in your favor. But he's like you said, he's a next level meat rider, man. The glazing is just, it's too much. Why are you even in LeBron's business? I still can't get over that.
He should not be in that conversation at all, bro. Like, Y'all used to go on 2 mans together. Like, nigga, was you there? Why didn't they choose?
What I wanted to ask.
Why didn't they choose you as the partner on the 2 man? You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, they just got you the driver or some shit. Like, what are you? Like, that shit is. Bro, that shit is wow.
Oh shit.
Oh shit, wow. You should not be. It's bad enough that Drake is, you know what I'm saying, snitching or whatever, but it's another thing for you as an outsider just being like, I mean, you was in it too. Like, that's
right. That's crazy. It's like,
wow.
bro, it's not none of your business, bro. Why are you even reporting on it? Why are you snitching on that? Why are you even talking about it? Like, as you said, were you there? And that it's so crazy. It is so crazy. But the one thing that I really wanted to cook him on was, if you hadn't been paying attention, Steve, because I know a lot of us don't pay attention to what Akademiks does, but this has just been like all over YouTube, all over the internet, pretty much, like all on social media and whatnot. Pretty much DJ Akademiks was on who's that man's stream? He's a 15-year-old streamer. Damn, I can't think of his name.
I saw him saying some stuff about this dude named Max.
Yeah.
And not, but I don't know.
I'm just trying to remember. I don't know if it was Max. I know Plaque Boy Max, but it wasn't. I don't know. It's not that. Was Max the name of the guy? I'm thinking that the name of the streamer was somebody else, and I'm trying to look it up, but let's see. Let's see. What's called him? Oh yeah, Noir God. That's who it was. They were talking about Max, but it was he was on Norgod's stream, and pretty much the conversations that he was having with Nor, who, by the way, again, is 15 years old, asking him crazy questions about dude's sex life. And I'm like, look, I know that I've had like adults, black males in the barbershop ask questions like, how you doing, how's your love life looking, you got a girlfriend and things like that, but never would it go as far as like, I'm gonna send some strippers to your crib.
Yeah.
What?
That's
or like, would you, have sex with Max's sister? Or are you trying to be like these rappers who've lost their virginity to older women? I'm like, bro, why are you suggesting that to a 15-year-old? Why are you even having those kind of conversations with a 15-year-old? That is insane. It's one thing for like two 15-year-olds to talk about these kinds of things. It's another when you are a whole grown ass 33-year-old man talking to a 15-year-old child about sending strippers to his crib, and would he have sex with, older women, or would he have sex with older men, or would he be, have sex with Max's sister? That's just weird. That's beyond weird. That's groomer-like behavior. I'm not calling him a groomer per se, but allegedly, because I don't want people to come up here and try to sue for defamation. But in all seriousness, like that is still like predatory and groomer behavior, and it's just downright weird, bro. Like, you would never catch me talking to any 15-year-old about, what they need to do with their sex life, or, I'ma send strippers to your crib and whatnot. And granted, FD Signifier also had made a comment about this, saying that it happens in the rap community more than you think, i.e. Lil Wayne, i.e. Lil Boosie. It's happened, unfortunately, because, Boosie set up his kids with
strippers and prostitutes
and whatnot, and Baby did the same with Lil Wayne. That is not. It is not good, but it's not out of the realm of possibilities that have happened because it's happened before.
Of
But
course.
to see and hear that still in real time, it's just like, bro, what is that, dude? And apparently I just saw an article saying that he apologized. He finally apologized and holds himself accountable and he'll own up to it. I guess he had no choice considering just how like weird that was. It's like, bro, like I don't. And this is the problem that I have with Akademiks because the dude got famous off that anti-black Chirac shit, and he's been in the media ever since. And it's just like, bro, I want this nigga to go away. I really just want him to like just disappear off the face of the earth, bro. Like just go. Like, because he's just not a positive influence for hip hop in general, man. And he's torn down the walls of like hip hop journalism and made it what it is. And it's just kind of like, I get that he's quote unquote put in work and whatnot, but it's still just so fucking weird. And then on top of that, he's got cases himself, and of course he has defended groomers and abusers as well. So that's why I'm just like, man, I'm so glad that people are finally trying to pack this dude up. It should have been happening. He should have been packed up a long time ago. But you know what? At least people
better late than never.
Right. Absolutely. I'm done ranting about it for right now. I just wanted to, hear your piece on it.
I mean, shit. From what I saw, he was like saying, "Oh, I'm not fucking with Max no more," and all these other people. He said because them niggas making me look like a weirdo, and I'm not a weirdo. He said so from now on, they gotta pay like $3,000 for me to share their stuff or something like that. And it's just like, bro. Like he was like he shouts them out. He was like, I shout out Kai, I shout out Speed, I shout out all these people from now on. That shit's dead. I'm not doing that no more. And it was just like, bro, like you too old to be. To me, I always think that it's weird the way that it's kind of like playing out with everybody. Kai's not like 23 years old. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying? He's popular, so it is cool for. It's kind of like a talk show. His streams kind of like that, but it's a fun way. But some of the times I'd be like, man, it's kind of weird that y'all is always around. You know what I'm saying? With a little kid like that. Like, I mean, not a little kid, but some of y'all, like, not to throw names out there, but like, he does a lot of streams with Kevin Hart and Drewski. And that's cool, I guess, because they all are comedians and stuff like that. But also at the same time, I remember him saying that Kevin Hart's mentoring him and stuff like that. But I also think that that's still weird. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can mentor you, but I don't need to be doing no sleepover with you. I'm 40-something years old, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, man. Like, but, I get it. It's content, things like that. But it's just the way that, you know what I'm saying? They talk about it all the time, how Hollywood is kind of weird and things are weird. And I guess you just got to get in where you fit in some of those situations, but it's just weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I'm going to be, if something like that was to happen where I was to blow up or something, I don't think that I'm going to be hanging out with 21-year-olds on a regular. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not going to be my thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just weird to see that and how it's coming about. And if, like I said, if they're going to go hang out with 21-year-olds, Akademiks talking to a 15-year-old, not far-fetched. You know what I'm saying? Of him like, hey, man, we're going to get you some hoes and blah, blah, blah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not far-fetched. That's just Hollywood and the way that it's working right now. And it's weird. And like Kendrick been calling it out, Cat Williams calls it out. Like, that shit is weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, point blank period.
Moving flocks.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to shout out to Noir, like, for being it's crazy that he was the responsible one in that entire live stream. Like, he was like, bro, like, chill. I'm 15. Like, yo, you gotta chill. You gotta relax. And that's saying a lot. Because he's just like, oh, if I set you up, with something and they wanted to have sex, would you? He's like, no. He's just like, why not? He's like, dude, I'm 15. Like, come on, bro. And then it didn't help that the guy who was with Ak was also doing the same thing. But I guess in those cases, those guys should be held responsible, but because we don't know the other person, but we do know who Ack is, it's kind of automatic to lay the blame solely on Ack, but we can't just do that. We have to like call out the people who are hanging with these people as well. Like
he's the face though.
Yeah, he is the face. It's just when you have predatory behavior, chances are the people that you hang around also have that same behavior as well.
And you gotta remember also, like he said, he's 15. So he's 15 saying not only that, but he probably don't want to get anybody in trouble, things like that. So he's like, no. And you know what I'm saying? And also he's 15. His parents probably like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Things like that. They probably have a piece of that. And then also you have to remember that he's the one that's 15. Akademiks is grown. You never know what Akademiks could have came over there on. He could have came over there, took 5 shots before he got on stream. So, you know what I'm saying? Like he just rambling and just going. And it's making it worse because it's like your predatory behavior is already there. But then on top of that, you drunk. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't know his, I don't know if he was drunk, but you know what I'm saying? Like you're under some kind of substance or something like that. So it's just really flowing out of you because a lot of people say it all the time, a drunk man tells no tales. You know what I'm saying? So that's just probably that you never know. He might have been just free flowing and thinking nothing of it, not realizing like nigga, like he said, I'm 15. You know what I'm saying? Like so.
And just also to top it off, man, like there are ways that you can show support without making weird statements or weird comments or, you know, having that kind of behavior around these people. Like if I got a 15-year-old that I see is like out there, you know, doing their thing, I'm gonna be like, hey, you know, I'm gonna give them their props, you know, might spend a little money, like, hey man, like here's a subscription, man, I'm a subscriber, do your thing, and then I'm out. I'm like, I'm not hanging around because what the hell do I have in common with a 15-year-old being a grown ass man? I'm the same age as Akademiks.
Yeah,
it's like, no, I don't got nothing in common with dude, so I'm not gonna stick around. I'm gonna show my support. And if he has questions on, like, you know, from a mentor standpoint, then yeah, you know, I would be more than willing to give my advice. But I'm not about to sit here and try to egg on, you know, dude to do something that he might regret or that it might get him in trouble or might get myself in trouble. That's just, he's not thinking. But again, as you said, you don't know if Ack was drinking or if he was on anything or whatnot. But if he was completely sober, then I'm just like, bro, that's crazy. And again, FD Signifier also had talked about this in a video that he actually dropped today, and he was just like, honestly, this boils down to a word that a lot of people don't like, but he you know, he's kind of right, I guess, in this patriarchy. And it's just like there are certain conversations and certain lifestyles that are like programmed into us as kids and as babies and whatnot. As we're growing up, we're programmed to think these things and to have these kinds of conversations and whatnot, not knowing or not being able to use our emotional intelligence to be able to separate conversations whenever we are talking to people who are maybe younger than us or who we might make an impression on. So you really just have to be careful. Like if you're a 33-year-old talking to another 33-year-old about, you know, what y'all plan to do, y'all are both grown ass men, you know, it's whatever at this point, as long as y'all not breaking the law or harming anybody, whatever, fine. But to talk that way to a 15-year-old, that's, you know, you are literally like more than twice his age, bro. Like that, you just you have to use your head, be emotionally intelligent, and be like, nah, I can't have that kind of conversation with him.
At least be emotionally intelligent for your brain, because Akademiks might be one of those people that grew up when he was 15, 33-year-olds were having those conversations with him. So he's thinking that it's okay or whatever, like this the hood. That's how niggas in the hood do it. You know what I'm saying? That's probably some stupid, ignorant shit that he's thinking about, right? But at the end of the day, those dudes were 33-year-olds having barbershop talk with a 15-year-old. It's still wrong, but you are someone that has a platform. Not only do you have a platform, you have a whole like production or whatever that you're doing. There's people lives in your hands, bro. Like the dumb shit that you're doing, if you go to jail, those people are out of work as well. So it's like you got to think more of the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just crazy. Like it's not okay in either way, but it's definitely not. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least think about what the fuck you doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, try to be smart about it. Like, that's what's really crazy enough about it, you know?
Nah, 100% facts, man. 100% facts, bro. Like you have a whole ass platform with multiple pages, and you just got, again, you have to be smart on how you're catering your brand, and conversations like that and comments like that really put you in a different light. So all I gotta say is, if you're listening to this to my audience, I just want to just say, please don't be like Akademiks. Please don't have these conversations with people who are like way younger than you or anything like that. Please learn to be emotionally intelligent, learn to be smart with your brand if you have one, and most importantly, just don't be weird. Like really, just don't be weird. That's really all I can say. It's like, and boil it down to like, yo, don't be a weirdo out here, man. I can't. And once again, I'm quoting Kendrick. Don't put your lives in these weird niggas' hands.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Shit, man. They've been on top of it. Kendrick, Cat Williams, all of them. They was just like, hey, look, these weird niggas about to be exposed this year. We gonna show y'all. Akademiks been weird, but I'm just glad that people are again catching on to it now finally. So also shout out to Screwface John. I know that he will probably never see this video, but I just wanted to say that, share that I appreciate him dissing Akademiks the way that he did, and also exposing this whole expose about him, having this conversation, because I think his was like really the first video that I saw that was geared towards calling Ak out on his behavior with this 15-year-old. So big shout out to him. He's a big time reactor again on YouTube, and then again FD Signifier and even Knox Hill. These are some of the YouTubers that I've been watching like really heavy, and they have like massive followings. So if you haven't checked out any of those three people, then please be sure that you do so. I'm not trying to do free promo or anything. I just say that sometimes stuff that I might miss that happened on a timeline, they will be the first to show me, hey, this is what's going on in the culture. So I'm like, oh, wait, let me pay attention. Oh, no, that's that, and go from there. So yeah, any final thoughts before we get up out of here, Steve?
No, that's it for me, brother.
Where I don't have any final thoughts other than, again, don't be weird out here, y'all, and handle yourself, handle your brand, treat each other with kindness, and most importantly, take care of yourself. With the passing of DJ UNK, you never know when it could happen, but the only thing that we can tell you is, do what you can to be sure that you can prevent it to the best of your abilities. Because the body does random things that are far beyond our control, and you never know when God will call you home. But at the same time, if there are preventative measures that you can take them. So take care of yourself and keep yourself healthy. With that, I don't have any Black business highlights yet. I will say that I'm in talks with somebody at my job regarding the Baltimore community. So we will actually get back to talking about our community involvement in Baltimore here really soon. So I'll have him on this platform. We'll talk about what they're doing for the Baltimore community at large, and then we'll also talk about what the mayor of Baltimore is doing as well. I want to highlight that because he's been doing some amazing things, and I want to be sure that y'all all know what's been going on in the community as well, especially with what it's about to be looking like in the next 4 years. We got to make sure that we continuously focus on community. So I want to be sure that we are all paying attention to what we're doing inside of our local communities. And then, of course, we can talk about the bigger picture as well. Do you have any Black business highlights?
No, I don't have anything.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get this rundown. Oh, I just remembered. Speaking of the rundown, man, shout out to Blaname. I sat there with Sine and Mike and watched the Terraformers live action on their Discord.
It was good.
Terraformers itself is not a good anime, and the live action is
Worse.
something. Yeah, even worse. That's all I gotta say. Oh my god, that was a terrible movie. Oh Jesus. But you know what? It is what it is. I'm glad I got a chance to I guess hang with the community and enjoy laughing at that bullshit. That's all I can say. But in any case, guys, where's my rundown? Here we go. Shout out to Shogo High. I don't know when we're coming back. I'm gonna be honest, I don't. But we'll figure it out. We haven't dropped an episode in a while. You know, people are doing life, but still big shout out to Shogo High. Of course, shout out to It Mob Inside the Modern for Blurred. And Mic Check Waifu. Big shout out to them, continuously putting out content and whatnot. If y'all saw the intro video, you get a chance to see both Tail and Polo on the intro video. So big shout out to them. Shout out to Blend Anime Podcast, of course. Truth and Transparency Podcast with Brother X, the Culture Scientist, and Mr. Smith. Big shout out to Kay Renee. She's once again trying to rebuild her podcast. So in the meantime, please be sure that you check out her novellas under the pen name Sedona Rose. And big shout out to It's So Real through Kellen Onaji. Dad Needs to Talk with Rob, the Father of Vash. Analytical Where Shit Gets Critical. Geek Set Podcast. Anime Junkies 3 Weaves in the podcast. Those Anime Girls, The Commute. And a big shout out to Black Geek Energy. For content creators, of course, shout out to Off Black Mag with Aaron. HBCU Anime with Evan. Sundari with Erica. Cerberus Entertainment. Big shout out to Tatted Poodle, the Geechee Gamer. Big shout out to Shelby with Simply Janine, Simply Baked, and Rose Less Traveled. Strange Keith with Idols to Icons. Toasty Marshmallow, and of course the Fab, goodness gracious, the Corner Five. I was about to call them the Fab Five. That is not the name of them. Shout out to the Corner Five: Simone, Courtney, Fi, Chris, and Sham, and of course, shout out to Scuba Steve with Scuba Steve and Alpha. I apologize, y'all, man. This cough is beating my behind. Oh my god, it's beating my behind. But we still here. All right, for our Black artists, once again, shout out to Miss Nasa, big shout out to Scoozy, Jack Union, Phil.me, Alice Quinn, RJ Stackhouse, Quarter, Tyrone Leak Jr., Ari Lachelle, Zach Hines, Elena, Zaynab, and Imogen. And for our Black business shout outs, I actually can't believe I missed this, but big shout out to Bad Influence by Jay the Goddess. Already Paid by Dre, Fresheners, Righteous Minds by Timo. I actually need to have Timo on this platform because they just dropped some new merch and we got to talk about their creative ideas as well. So big shout out to them. Cream Cosmetics by Naima, Mind Over Money by Mr. Tremaine, Studio Maho with Pat and Yin, Concept Moon, She Designs 2 with Aaron, Black Magic Lit Wands with Lowen T, H4 Creative with Zenobia, Real Estate Stone by Meredith, Soul by Bell by Mariah, Good Vibes, Good Vibe Only with NASA, and Scrappy Sentiment with Sappy. With that, I think that's it. Steve, you got anything else?
No, that's it. Birdmind Productions, Wake the Dead, man. If y'all got a chance, go read that on Webtoon. Other than that, that's it.
All right, sounds good. With that, y'all, be sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the Chaotic Culture Podcast on your favorite DSP. Please be sure that you subscribe to the Patreon for early access to podcast episode and bonus content. You can subscribe at any of the 4 levels listed, whether it be $3, $5, $7, or $10. Once again, we appreciate your support. You can follow us on Facebook at Chaotic Culture Podcast. You can follow us on X/Twitter at Chaotic Culture 1. You can also follow us on Instagram/Threads at Chaotic Culture Pod. You can also follow us on Blue Sky at chaoticculture.bsky.social. You can follow me, Ked the Pro. That's K3D the Pro on all social media. You can follow Scuba Steve at Scuba Steve 1428 on all social media. You can follow Sappy at Scratch14 on all social media. You can follow Law at L.JR_96 on IG and Law96 on Twitter. And you can follow Jay at Jaylee Trade on social media. And you can follow Miss Nasa at I'm Nakaso on all social media. And I think that is it. If you are watching this YouTube video, once again, be sure that you like the video, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, so that way you can get notifications whenever we drop a new episode. And with that, this has been another edition of the Chaotic Culture Podcast. So until next time, folks, remember, embrace the culture, chaos rules, be blessed, be safe, God is love, and we are out of here. Deuces.
Peace.
So what's the word?
You are now tuned in to the Chaotic Culture Podcast. And